Hi, my name is Evan Marshman. Um, I'm a sophomore at BYU. So for my intro class that I took Bio 130. I also took Bio 165. In both classes I got an A. Bio 130 I got a 98.92, and Bio 165 I got a 96.91. For my major, I'm actually a bioinformatics major, and then traits that uniquely qualify me. I really enjoy teaching people. Um, Through the course of my Bio 130, I actually tutored a lot of people just because I took a lot of biology when I was in high school. So I really enjoy it. It's something that I love to learn about, love to do, and I really enjoy teaching people. I'm also very driven. I've always been willing to kind of go above and beyond to help people around me, and so I'm willing to work extra hours. I find a lot of fulfillment in helping other people succeed. So that's why I enjoy tutoring, just because when I help other people and I see they get the grade they want, I really enjoy that. It's something that I like. And so that brings me fulfillment. But all in all, I think just my diligence and determination to help and to see others succeed is one trait that uniquely qualifies me for the job. Something outgoing I've recently done, I'm actually doing it right now. I work for Aptive. It's a pest control company, but it's a summer sales job, and it's very rigorous and very tough, getting turned down a lot. In some ways, I feel like it's more rigorous than my mission. So it's very tough, but it's also very fulfilling when you come home and you've had a tough day, but you worked through it and you were able to overcome, like, your own personal problems or things that were holding you down throughout the day. Um, the way I would help to explain it to a student where the mass of a tree comes from, I'd first probably kind of pose the question and kind of get some responses. I'd want them to kind of brainstorm, think about it. I'm sure they'd probably give answers like the soil, light, the air, which is actually more correct. And so I would kind of help them understand that through photosynthesis, all those things are important. We do need the water, we do need light, but the actual mass of a tree comes from the CO2 in the air, because in the dark reactions, CO2 is converted into glucose, and glucose is what actually gives mass to trees. And so I would help them understand that and then apply that so that they can, really understand that concept that it's not the soil that gives trees mass, because a lot of people think that is, that you won't see a depletion in soil, the soil will stay the same weight. But yeah, it's the air around you, and so then they would be able to understand if you wanted a tree to grow faster and gain more mass, give it more CO2. If you want it to do less, give it less CO2. The way I would help a student help explain to a student about antibiotic resistance, and help them understand that um, antibiotic resistance usually comes about generally because of mutation, or an adaptation, but adaptations tend to be mutations, and how you have a bacteria that like a strain of bacteria, and you are giving it like this antibiotic, and so you're seeing a depletion in numbers of bacteria, and then you get to, like, there's not a lot of the population left, but all of a sudden it starts to grow again, starts to grow again, starts to grow again. And the reason that is because the mutation, allowed a few bacteria to survive, and then they start to mass reproduce, and you have this strain of bacteria that comes out that's resistant to the antibiotic, and so they don't have that problem anymore. The way I feel that students learn the best, kind of like how the church does it, learn, act, share. First, they need to learn and understand the concept and then act upon it. So study it, see how it works, do it themselves so that they can kind of visualize it, they can feel it, or they can see it, they can do it, they can do the math, whatever it takes, and then share, so they can share with me or share with other students. So then, the student becomes the teacher, and that really helps me learn to teach it to other people. I think that's another reason I really liked tutoring, is because it really made concepts concrete in my mind when I was able to teach it to somebody else. In the way of scheduling, um, I am the sections that I would honestly prefer to be a Bio 130 lab TA, in Section 4 and Section 5, the 12 to 250 and the 3 to 550 would be the best for me. For Bio 100, Sections 4 and 5 work for me. I would prefer Section 4 just because I have a class right at 1 o'clock. But yeah, both of those would work for me. So yeah.